leather gloves, we're slapping in hams, popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands, pink cotton candy, love on a stick, was chasing the beer, that circle the lips, play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to
Laughter Saves Lives
I was
Live.
going to say .org. I was going to say Laughter Saves Lives.
And today's show is brought to us by Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
Thank you, Michael Barasch.
Yes.
I am meeting with Michael on Monday. This is the kind of business meeting I run.
Yeah.
I go, Michael, is there any
Lunch
table
included.
shuffleboard downtown
Oh.
that we could play? That's and what do you think he says? This is a man with a lot of money. What do you think he says to me?
What?
John, I'll find you one.
Look at that.
So
That's-
hopefully we're playing table
that
shuffleboard
circus?
Monday. I'm going down to the World Trade Center twice.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in months. Sunday, I'm walking with Roseanne Sorrentino in the 9/11 Memorial Walk for the museum. Roseanne doesn't know yet.
Look at that.
Can you walk with me? On Sunday, I'll pay. I'll pay if you want to go. Think about it. Sunday. It's early in the morning. I'll pay.
5 a.m.
Yeah, it's a memorial walk for the museum, raising money for the museum. They did a wonderful job on the museum down there. And then I'm going back to meet with Michael on Monday. So a few things.
Yes.
Great guest today. Great guest we have.
Oh, yeah.
I go down to. Are you working out at all since your injury yet? Have you been back to the gym at all? Back to anything?
I'm going back to the gym now. I just started.
You
yeah.
need to do something. Do you see these videos? Do you look at yourself?
I know I do.
So softball.
Yes.
I go down the park today, and there's a bunch of old timers
Yes.
playing softball. So I'm
Right.
doing my Johnny L walk. This is how I walk. Right? I'm
Right.
looking at my steps, walking around. I just wanted to do something.
Yeah.
So I said to the guy, "Hey, you guys playing a softball game? What is this? You know?" I
They're
thought it was like
no, we're golfing.
that was stupid. I know. No, what I meant was, what kind of game is this? I thought it was a bunch of cops or a bunch of firefighters. You know,
Right.
because if they say a bunch of firefighters, then I go right away.
Do you know?
I was on a
so-and-so?
jab. No, you go like this. I was on a jab.
Right.
You gotta say jab like that with side face. I was on a jab, you know. So they go, "Oh, it's a league." They go, "You should play." They said, "Roseanne, listen to this." They go, "You should play. You look like you're in good shape." Nice compliment, right?
Yeah.
I say, he goes, "How old are you?" I go, 65. He goes, "Oh, 70 and over."
Oh.
70 and over. This guy was 77.
You have a short time left. You could join.
Yeah, but there was 20 guys out there, 70 and over, enjoying themselves. God bless, right? God bless.
Oh, look at
What the?
Well, I have something to add to the show that John told me the story and I didn't say it to him.
What?
But you realize what that means, John?
What?
He thought you were 70 or over.
Shut up. He did not. He did not. I guess he did, right?
he did. If
'Cause
he
he
actually
questioned-
wanted to play.
Because you know what? That's why I love having Roseanne on the show. Because Roseanne always says I look young. I shaved for her. I shaved again for Roseanne because I knew, even if I'm just in passing, if Roseanne's here, it's just I'm going to walk out. She's walking in. She was like this. "Hey, Johnny, I want to look good for Roseanne."
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just she's a
beautiful.
class actor.
Okay,
Yeah.
say
Oh,
hello, say
son
hello
of
to
a-
a good friend.
Her
Say hello to a
here
good
for the
friend.
first time. Oh, he's
What?
gone. So now I'm walking. Now here's these two ladies.
Knock on. Say hello to our good friend. We can't start the show without him.
Hey, Patrick. I'm sorry,
There he is,
Patrick. It's Johnny
Patrick
Puck. I
McDonald.
get carried away and I don't see it. You guys remind me when Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick is our biggest fan.
Well, you're in the middle of a story.
But
Why would
you
I?
know what? Here's why. I will stop the story for Patrick.
You know what? So they stopped chiming in. I'd rather them not even watch. I'm kidding. They're disturbing us.
We
all
don't
these
need
people.
viewers.
Hey, Johnny Plug and all this stuff. It's just taken away from my time on the air.
So I go down.
Oh, there he is, Johnny.
So I go. Thank you, Patrick. Good to see you. So I go down, and now the pickleball ladies walking down with their pickleball. So I go, "Hey, ladies, what are you doing? Playing pickleball?" "Yeah, we're going down to play the pickleball." Right? So then I take a lap. I walk past the court, and they go, "Hey, we got an extra paddle. We need a fourth."
Oh.
There goes Johnny L into the courts. I said, "I'll play a game. 6 games. I can't even stand right now." Nice people I met.
How were they?
They were nice people. That's what I love about it.
Good? Were they good?
And then there was 2 ladies there. "Oh, yeah, okay." and it was only the fourth left. I played against the two ladies by myself. Who do you think won?
Come on.
Shaniel.
Yes.
All right. So I'm cleaning out the pod, right? I did my basement over. Laughter Saves Life Central is back up and running, by the way.
Good.
Desk is back.
Yes.
Print is back. Everything's looking nice. But I'm trying to throw stuff away, Richie. It's so hard. Yeah. You have room in your storage unit for some stuff?
It's like the Dick Van Dyke Show when you open up the door.
I've been in there.
Comes piling out on top.
What is there a cot in there that's all set up? That's what I want to know.
You know how much I save?
Does the dolly send you
when
there
I get
nights?
Thrown out of the house?
Does she say, Richie,
go down to the storage facility?
Yeah, go down to the storage facility. So
it's you know when it's really good on Halloween when all the kids come trick or treating. I have to roll up the front door.
That's a nice clean place. My daughter had a problem with mice destroyed all the stuff
in the storage.
In the storage facility. Yep. And I'm saying Richie has a beautiful one.
Can you make a claim for that?
Yeah, she's got those. Yeah. So anyway, I can't throw out certain things. Like when I'm going through my junk, there are certain things that I just can't throw out. One of them is pictures of my family.
Right.
I have hundreds of pictures. I can't. The other one is a good ball. I just can't throw out a good ball.
Right, you can't.
A tennis ball, a pinky, a pickleball. Right. I got hundreds of balls.
You know what I have a million of?
Basketballs.
I have softballs. I don't even play softball, but I'm not throwing out a softball. Yeah. If I had to go buy a softball, it'd be $10 for that softball. So I won't throw out any balls.
No.
As a matter of fact, it's so bad. If I find one in the parking lot or what?
Oh, you actually? No, I don't
take
do that.
it right in.
Maybe a golf ball. Maybe a golf.
You must have a lot next to that school.
Do you golf?
No.
Do you play any sports well?
Listen, in my day, I did until I fell playing pickleball.
You used to play softball. You used to have a picnic every year.
The shoulder goes.
Right, you and Steve used to have a picnic every year. You played softball.
We used to do the comedians picnic in the park when I first started, and we would get big names would come down to that.
Should we do it? Should we do it? Left
Peter Bales, Stevie GB. We would get
GB behind the plate.
You wouldn't even believe how many people came down.
I would believe. I went into the deli today.
And how'd that go?
Now it went all right. You know the lady. You have the old lady sometimes. I shouldn't say old lady. That's chauvinist.
Derogatory,
right?
Yeah.
Old lady, old man. Could be young people. Slice it thin. You know, I used to do a joke and it's like to make it nice, you know, and then I would go up and I would say,
I heard a guy the other day go, and be generous. I would never have the courage to say that.
I say, slice it thin, make it nice. Can I smell it? Can I taste it? Can I sit on it? That was my old joke.
I'll take a pound.
It's just goofy, you know, it's goofy. Can I
take a pound?
They got a little chuckle, you know, like Bridget's laughing at it right now. Little chuckle.
Yeah, well, she's on TikTok.
Yeah, kids.
Yeah.
She's not a kid, though. She's like 20. Well, I can't say your age, right, Hippa?
Well, I'm curious. A lot of
so do you do that?
How old is Bridget?
They do a lot of.
I'm like, what do I look like? Her father?
Yeah,
I don't know how
pretty much. Grandfather. Thank you, Bridget.
Can I say one thing that Bridget said that was hysterical? And you know what it is.
She's funny.
I said she was hosting a show. I said, she goes, "How do you want me to bring you up?" I said, "Tell him winner, Best of Long Island, 2 years in a row." And she says 73 and 74.
See, that's wit. That's the kind of wit
fast.
We need on this show. That's why Bridget's replacing you next week. So do you ever do that at the deli? Do you ever request like half a pound or whatever?
I don't buy cold cuts at the deli.
At the supermarket deli.
So what is it? Do you want me to ask if it's sliced in?
Yeah. Do you ever go up? This is going nowhere. Forget it. Yeah. No.
It's not even interesting.
It's not. Half the stuff we do isn't interesting. But liverwurst has to be sliced thick. That if you get liverwurst, it's got to be thick.
Liverwurst, I haven't had that since I was 12 years old.
I know, but you know,
it's delicious. Did you ever have
that olive? Do they still have olive loaf?
Of course, I'm the guy that buys it.
Oh yeah, you're the one.
No.
All right, now tell me if I was inappropriate, and the people in the studio can chime in. So I go to the deli, and there's nobody waiting. Wow. Now nobody is approaching the numbers. Because there's like there's like one person waiting that's not being. So I zip right over to the number 78.
Right.
Okay. Now two people come. The lady that was waiting ahead of me No number. Hey, listen, lady. So the lady goes 78, and the woman goes, oh, I got 78, bada bing.
Yeah,
That was rude, right?
Yeah, you zung her.
It was rude.
And you didn't, as a gentleman, go, I know you've been waiting long.
I said, I know, ma'am, you were waiting, but you didn't take a number. Bada bing.
Go.
Half a pound of liver, slice it thick.
I suggest you go pull a number if you want to be next.
Because they're up to 82, lady.
Yeah.
That was rude, right? That
Yeah.
was rude.
Yeah. You're at a loss of words?
This probably happens a lot at our Roseanne and Bridget are in the house with their mom, Judy. They're in the audience right now because they're doing the pickleball segment coming up next.
What a show. Tune into that show.
That's our show.
No, their show. There's
guilted into us. They do a lot of stuff that just guilts each other.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I'm sitting there going, oh my God.
It's nice family bickering.
It's nice on the air family bickering. They actually say
they hang out their laundry.
Yeah, they don't even talk at home. Let's bring it on the air. Let's bring it on.
Right.
So this happens in my house because I was the only male for a while. I'll come walking out, and I don't know if they do this, Bridget and Roseanne, but I'll come walking out and I'll hear, oh, Dad, close your eyes. I'm naked.
Right.
Like, can't you bring clothes into the bathroom? And I think that they're kidding me now.
Yeah.
I don't think they will. I think
they just walk in.
Yeah. Oh, go into the room. Go. I go, just bring your clothes into the shower. Do you bring your clothes into the shower? Or do you come out with a towel?
You want to hear how anal retentive I am?
I do.
In my bathroom,
yes,
I have on top of like this tall cabinet, actually have my underwear rolled up like you would in a suitcase to save space.
Right.
And it's nice. And also I also roll our towels into a
very nice.
Like when you go to a hotel pool and you come out.
I like that.
Yeah, I saw these on TikTok and I said I have to fold my
Well, you know why you do that?
Why?
Because you're off all friggin' day. Wow. You know? Well, you want at work, you gotta when she comes home, she says, Richie, what did you do? And you go, I roll the towels.
Go take a look in the bathroom.
Hey, Bobby, can we talk? Pickleball. Pickleball.
Oh.
And we're back. Oh, no. Hey, one more time. Roseanne, you got to hit it. Oh,
what am I hitting it with?
I was going to give you the paddle. All right.
Well, so I would have missed.
Friday night, we had the big. Oh, we got to get. Could you come a little closer, Bridget? A little closer. Yeah. Friday night, we had the big pickleball comedy night. The first one at anybody has done in the country. And Am I right?
You know who wasn't there?
Who? Richie wasn't. Well, Richie was folding towels. Richie was rolling towels.
Richie probably was working.
We don't want Richie anywhere near the pickleball court right now.
Making towel swans.
So Bridget, double duty with myself, right? Double duty, 2 hours of pickleball, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. And then she had to go up to perform
and entertain.
And she knocked it out of the park.
Yes.
Everybody loved her.
Yeah.
I'm still hearing compliments.
Thank you.
Still hearing compliments. Great job, Bridget.
Thank you.
You know who wasn't asked to tell jokes, Bridget?
Guilted into it.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, tune in to Guilted Into It, part 2. Roseanne was not. Tom DeDario was our headliner. I've told a few yucks. Roseanne, right?
Yeah.
And great night. The club loved it. Yeah, we listen. It's the first time.
Roseanne, you performed?
No, I didn't.
No.
I wasn't asked.
Roseanne did though handle the wine. Am I right?
Can we have wine at pickleball every week?
Roseanne not only supplied the wine,
but took it home.
Drank almost. Yes. By game 4, Roseanne was tilting on the pickleball court. I was like, Roseanne, you sure you want to keep playing another game?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She had a ball. Everybody had a ball.
I had a great time.
20 players. We only had about 30 in the audience, but that's okay. We got a lot of good publicity, and we're going to do it again.
And Olivia made a lovely charcuterie. Charcuterie. But it was fun.
And you know who had some of it? Bridget Kavanaugh. Bridget Kavanaugh.
I did not.
So, no?
No.
So next time I think we'll have food. But anyway, anywho, Monday night, the new season starts. Laughter Saves Lives, 5th season. And
Johnny's Angels first season.
We trained some players, and now they're breaking off from us, starting their own team. And now it's going to be mono. There's no, once we get on the court, Bridget, right? She gets a game face on. I get my game face on. We're going to let it rip. So it's going to be fun. Every Monday we're going to be playing.
But you can't peg it at her yet.
No,
Maybe I'll start up again.
You should.
You know what?
You should.
I don't want any special treatment.
No, you do.
You do.
You really do.
I do.
No.
You
Yes.
do.
So,
Take
guys, thank you
Listen,
for helping out.
Don't you ever be offended, Roseanne.
No, don't be offended.
It's a talent thing.
Yeah, it's a lack of talent thing. What are you talking? Roseanne is a very good actress.
You didn't have to say that. I covered it in my joke.
Did you? I'm sorry. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to break. We're going to get these two lovely ladies go home and have something to eat. And then we're going to bring on, do we have Pastor Ann there yet?
That box of wine.
We'll be right. Oh, there she is. All right, we'll be right back with Pastor Ann Cansfeld from the FDNY, one of our favorite guests.
Yes.
Back.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualified.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
And
we're back. Laughter Saves
Live.
Live. We didn't say from Massapequa before, right? Paradise Studios,
Yes.
Beautiful. Downtown
Beautiful.
Massapequa. A lot of things downtown.
At beautiful Paradise Studios.
A beautiful Paradise Studios. So, you never watched Saturday Night Live and like a few weeks ago, who got the jacket, the 5-time jacket?
I don't even know what a 5-time.
When you're on 5 times hosting Saturday, they give them
make
a jacket, a
thing out of
robe.
it, yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty cute. You got to watch it.
I got a jacket. I was on this more than 5
Well,
times.
this young lady should get a laughter. Yes, she has to get a Laughter Saves Lives jacket.
And who is
Do
she?
you agree? It's Pastor Ann Cansfeld from the
Absolutely.
Let's get past Pastor Ann on.
We got to get you one with a good zipper, not the one that's.
No, not a sweatshirt, a cheap sweatshirt like I gave you. She's getting a jacket.
Yes.
And
Look
listen,
look at
look.
Whoa, look at that.
Now listen to me. You're at a jab with the brothers, and you see the cameras rolling. You know what I'm saying? The back goes this way. You know, you look like you're talking to the brothers. Hey, is everybody well? Whatever. Laughter Saves Lives.
Actually, I just back into a camera in general.
There you go. Channel 4 News. Laughter Saves Lives. And then you turn around and they go, hey, what's going on over there? There's a fire. Laughter Saves Lives. Everything is doing well. The guys like that. Laughter Saves Lives.
And you don't have to wear any more on the jacket when you show up past the.
You know what though? We're gonna have to get Pastor Ann I think like a children's jacket. Look at her. We're losing her.
Melting away. Is it? You still doing the orange?
I'm still doing the Orange Theory Fitness, and you know what? I was at FDIC last week.
Yeah.
Getting knowledge, sitting in classes, taking notes on the job.
Look at you.
And I did the memorial stair climb first time.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to
getting too small. Getting too small, Pastor Ann.
Because years ago, the commissioner's office called me and they were like, "Will you go and do the stair climb? And you can hold Michael Judge's, do it in memory of Michael."
Oh, nice.
And I was so out of shape. I was like, "No, I can't do that because I would be an embarrassment to myself and the job. And no, thank you." Unless I've often thought we should do the memorial stair climb and you go as high as your person did, and I could do it to the mezzanine like Michael. Okay. But all the way up, and I was a little worried that I would just have a heart attack. But I did not have a heart attack on Friday at FDIC.
Look at you.
You're looking great. You're not gonna be there Sunday at the 9/11 Museum walk, right? Walk run.
Oh, that's this Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday downtown. I'm going by myself right now.
I mean, I got another job, unfortunately, on Sundays because the other stair climb for the FDNY Foundation was on Sunday.
All right, no biggie. No biggie. Nice to see you.
I'm just wearing my T-shirt so I can show you my newest, latest buff shirt. This is very nerdy because you see it's a Halligan sort of held in a style of the clergy would put your hands on a blessing.
Yes.
Says Ad Majorem Dei Gloriam, which is the motto of the Jesuits.
Are you selling those?
No.
Who's selling them?
I'm not allowed to mention their name. I mean, if I would say it was Hook and Irons, but
All right, because
it should be underwritten by them, of course. But I just thought it was like such a great design, and I Jesuit envy all the time. They're like smart nerds.
I like it a lot. I wanted to also have one today. You lost your dad a few weeks ago, and again, very, very sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
I could not make the service. It was my grandson's communion, and then you had something the next day at your apartment. Did you not?
Well, the day before.
It was the day before.
Yeah, it was like come over and eat good food.
Right, and I said, wouldn't that be typical Johnny L to come over and eat and not go to the memorial?
That's totally what you should have done. It was kind of fun to do the shopping for that. Because my dad liked food, and I would go to Trader Joe's, and like any new thing they got, I'd be like, I wonder what Dad would think of this, or I'll pick him up something that he would really like that. Right. So as I'm going to get the food for this party, I'm like, ooh, I can get all the food that Dad would like.
Nice.
And it was a little bittersweet because I was like, I think this is the last time I might be like shopping for my dad.
Yeah.
How good it is to be able to remember the people you love with the food that they love.
It is.
It's a nice. They would appreciate that too. I know. I would love food if my wake,
oh yeah. My I already told my son my wake. Everybody is wearing shorts, Hawaiian shirts, except for my son. He has to wear a suit and tie. Everybody else is coming.
This is the most fire department conversation of fire department conversations is like, what do we want for our funeral? I feel like we go to a lot of funerals.
Yeah.
And we should really just specify. My dad left some pretty good instructions.
Oh, did he?
Until the postlude that he required, like he put the whole liturgy out. He was a minister, and I thought it was going to have a couple like Easter eggs, like in the video games. There would be some special surprises that he would have in the liturgy. But instead, it was kind of it's a very strange, rotten Easter egg at the end. The postlude was this like brooding, like just doom and gloom thing, and I was like, "Wow, Dad! Like, when is this thing about to turn around?" I'm like, "It's going to turn into something." Nope. It was just like, and I think it ended on a seventh chord. It was just like, oh, that's
and your dad, was he in the military, your dad?
No. He was just in God's army. And he was too tall for the draft, actually.
You say that? I never heard of that before.
How tall was
he? He was 6'5", and his dad was too tall in World War II. His dad was 6'7".
That's probably because the military doesn't want to invest the money in longer.
Well, I don't know. Does it have something to do maybe with shooting the gun? Like, does it have something to do with the distance?
No, I think it had to do with making uniforms, with uniform sizes.
Yeah.
I guess I never heard of that.
It's interesting.
But I wanted to have you on just so you could say a few things about your dad, because I felt terrible that I couldn't make it. Again, you are one of my favorite people that I've met. I'm not just saying that I've met in the last 20 years or since I've been on the jab, right? Since I've been on the jab. You're just a pleasure to be around. I really feel like I'm closer to God when I'm with you or talking to you, because you deliver your message in such a fun way, humorous way, but a real that I can relate
real.
to.
When I saw you on tonight's show, I smiled at home. I was like, oh, yes.
Yeah, because you're old. So
seriously,
what else you want to say about your dad? We got a few minutes. Give us
everything that you've just said kind about me is because of my dad.
Right.
And, when we talk about, I know that folks really have a hard time, like, the idea of privilege, but there are many privileges we get in life. Some come with identity politics per se, but like the biggest privilege I had was that I was let me get this right. Yeah. I was my dad's daughter. I had my dad from my dad.
Oh, that's good.
And I didn't come out of a vacuum. He was the president of the seminary. He was a very gifted theologian. He really knew his Bible. He was a fun guy. He was an excellent pastor. And so by the time I even started seminary, like I had such a huge leg up.
Yeah.
And that's a privilege which really runs deep in the fire department and the fire service. Like how many of us had family members who were on the job? Not you, John.
No.
But it is a big privilege when you have family members on the job, not just because they act like hooks. And I'll tell you, my dad made me work like 5 times as hard. There was no award, no like graduation award for me at seminary because, I'd have to work 5 times as hard to get it. But
did you read the eulogy? Did you read the eulogy?
No. So one of our pastors from growing up had one eulogy, and then his best friend, who was also a pastor, did. Nice. And actually, in the Dutch Reformed tradition, usually we don't have eulogies in general because the whole service is really to point to God. Like anything that we do that's good or merciful or whatever is seen as like the light of God's grace shining through us. It doesn't have anything to do with ourselves. That we're just like totally rotten worms on our own without God. It's a very uplifting Calvinist theology that we have.
Do you have any funny stories? What was your memory? Like I had my father memories of some things he did that were real funny. What do you have? One?
So the all-time favorite family story.
Yeah.
And we got him to tell it at virtually like every family holiday.
Oh, good. I want to hear.
1966, he was doing a committal service at St. Michael's Cemetery in Queens.
Yeah.
And I think that they dig the graves very deep there.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a couple, we like our vertical space in the city. We use our vertical space.
They go 3 deep, I think.
I wasn't going to quote it because I wasn't sure it was actually factually accurate, but I think they do 3 deep, right? So, and they had dug it. They were a little off as they dug it. So they put some plywood over the end, and then they covered it over with some astroturf. And that would have been fine, except that it had rained.
Oh.
And so my dad was standing there with the casket, finishing up, we pray a sheep of your right, doing the commendation. And he said he felt the board give way, and suddenly he was looking up at the bottom of the casket.
Oh.
Every time he told the story, and it got worse and worse. Like they couldn't get him up. Every time they got him up, he'd slide back down. He was such a large guy. And then by the time he finally got home to his like relatively new bride, they'd been married like a year. My mom looked at him and was like, "What were you doing? Mud wrestling?"
That's so funny. Listen, we have to go, but as we say usually to all our comics, where are you performing next? Where's your next?
Oh my gosh, the Greenpoint Reformed Church, 11 a.m., 136 Milton Street every Sunday morning.
Oh, good to know.
Very good.
Yeah. No call charge. We're saving a seat for you.
Is there a drink minimum or anything?
You know, if you pick the right Sunday, you might even get a little nip of the grape juice yourself.
There you go.
Beautiful.
All right.
We love you.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time for coming on. Again, sorry about your dad, but man, he did. Your parents did such a wonderful job.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me come on and talk about him. And watch it, you know, anytime you buy it.
Thank you. Bye.
We're gonna go to break, and we'll be right back with Matt and Andy from Spirit of a Hero.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee, founder, CEO, and inventor of LifeVac, a simple rescue device that can save a child's life in a choking emergency. All these people were saved with LifeVac. People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those is a child. As simple as place, push, pull.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
And
we're back with After 6 Live. Strong Television Paradise Studios in beautiful Massapequa. Love Ann. She is one of our favorite guests.
Always.
Our next guest or two is an interesting story.
Yeah.
Before Andy comes on, I met Andy. Andy's probably going to correct me. I think it's about eight years ago, maybe as much as time flies, you know.
Yeah.
I was going out to teach in Dallas because I'm very smart. I teach firefighters all over the country.
All over the country.
Very smart. And I called my buddy, retired NYPD John Salerno, who does a little comedy.
Right.
Coming out. Can we do a show for somebody? And he found this firefighter that was electrocuted. And I'll let Andy tell, you know, the details of the story in a nutshell. But he was badly hurt. Never was able to work as a firefighter again. So we did a little fundraiser for him, raised some money, and then you know, I helped him a little bit a few months later, and that was that. We lost touch. And last year, when I went to Dallas a few weeks ago, I said, I wonder if we can get in touch with Andy to come to the show. And again, I forgot about it. I'm there at the show, selling my shirts. This big guy comes walking up to me, sticks his hand. He goes, "Hey, John, how you doing?" And he goes, "You don't know who I am." I go, "I don't." Andy Allison, looking good.
Wow.
Let's bring Andy in. Andy Allison.
There he is.
There he is, my brother.
Yes.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good.
So
thanks
Phil,
for having me.
My story there. What had happened to you and how we met?
Let's see. In August 2012, I was working for Louisville Fire Department, and we got toned down on a structure fire. As you guys say, I was on the jab, and I was 6'8" when I went into the fire. Which, before I go any further, funny story. I tried to join the Air Force, and I was too tall.
There you go.
And they told me that I couldn't fit in the airplane. So, you know,
that makes sense.
Now it makes sense.
I know. So I ended up going the firefighter route, which also leads back to earlier. Is my dad's a fireman. Both of my brothers are firefighters, uncles, big family tradition. And I was actually working in Louisville after my dad retired. They had nepotism, and I got on the job there. Fighting seemed what routine structure fire. Went in the front, a lot of heat above us. Had a hole cut real quick. Single story. I mean, we put a big hit on it real fast. We had all clear on our OV, so we had at that time all. Let's see, we had the back door kicked in. We had the electricity turned off from the breaker panel, and we had the gas and everything. Everything was shut off. So we actually called an all clear on the fire. We were going to overhaul. Initial fire attack was over. On the way out, my captain was actually swinging to a different truck, and I was going to rehab. He grabbed me and said, "Hey, there's Andy. There's a fire in the laundry room. It's just right above the washing machine. I need you to go hit that hot spot, and then you can get out of here." So I made my way in there. Seemed normal. Dryer's on the right, washer was on the left. Pushed in, opened the nozzle, felt a hit on my left shoulder. It was really weird. It was very, it felt like a needle. I mean, it hit me right in the side of my shoulder. I looked up. I was thinking something swinging out of the ceiling, nail.
Behind
And
right?
I'm looking at my gear. There's no puncture wound. I'm like, that's so weird. Reposition, you know, kind of goes away after a second. Reposition, going again. Bigger hit. I'm thinking they're pulling ceiling. Somebody hit me with a pike pole, or, you know, how again. I mean, I'm literally, I look again. I'm like, oh my gosh. So, you know, as any firefighter, I think, does, instead of backing out and being smarter, my job was to put the hot spot out. So I went further into the room thinking that was safer. And when I did, I opened the nozzle, and it was the dryer that was still had a charge on it. The guy had his AC went out in his house, so we put a bunch of window units in. They were tripping the breakers, so he wired direct to the main breaker and around it. So he had constant power, and I hit 220, which, you know, normally it would push you off of it, but I had positive hose line pushing against me and my gear, and I was wet and tired, and I got attached to it. Honestly, I knew real quick at that point, okay, I'm in bad trouble.
Yeah.
And
now, I don't mean to rush you, but we only have so much time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically, you were electrocuted. Is that, can we use the term electrocuted?
That's the term.
And you never were able to work again as a firefighter?
No, I've had 25 surgeries. I broke 26 teeth, blew both knees, burned up. I mean, I lost 3 inches of height. I've had 6-level fusion, bled into my spinal column. I mean, brain damage. I had to learn to walk again. It's been a pretty wild road. I mean, I tried to go back. I wanted to. I mean, I was 29. I was married for 5 months, and my wife was 2 months pregnant. So welcome to it, you know?
Yeah. Wow. So, all right. So now fast forward, we met you. We did a little fundraiser. We just did a little bit for you. How did you come across Spirit of a Hero?
Oh man, it honestly, it really wild. I was with my wife, and I got a phone call from a fireman friend, and he said, "Hey, you're about to get a phone call. Don't ignore it." And that was kind of suspicious. Anyways, picked up the phone call. It was Rick Turner, the founder of Hero, and
who's supposed to be with us tonight, but he had a family emergency.
Yeah.
And I'll let Matt fill you in on how they got to help first responders, but they selected me as the Spirit of a Hero 2024, and they had got a couple of donations, grants, or something. I'm not real sure, and they wanted to give my kids a special Christmas.
Nice.
So about and it has been an awesome journey with them. Just in the couple of months, they've really become family to me. You know?
So let's bring the president of Spirit of a Hero on, Matt Kipp. Hey, Matt.
How y'all doing?
Buddy.
How's it going?
Good. So I was reading your bio you sent me. Were you? I gotta look at it. Were you in the military?
I was not. No, sir.
You were not in the military. You were not a firefighter.
No, sir.
Not a responder. Not a cop. What made you get involved with this organization that they elected you president last year or the year before? Correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, last year, 2023.
Well, why did you get involved?
Man, one of my very good buddies, one of my best buddies, was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. He's a Marine, and he was involved with Spirit of a Hero back then. And once he got that diagnosis, we all kicked in, and I knew that Spirit of a Hero had a fundraiser coming up. He had gotten me involved with a couple different nonprofits prior, and asked me if I would be involved with a fundraiser that Spirit of a Hero was doing for him. We did it. I mean, we rocked it, and that's when I met Rick and Tansy Turner. And shortly after that, Rick asked me to be a board member. And
who's Nancy Turner? Nancy Turner.
Tansy is Rick's wife. They are Rick and Tansy Turner.
Rick's wife. Rick is the founder.
That's correct.
Founder. Okay. So you did some fundraisers. We just Send me an email tomorrow in memory of my guys that were lost on 9/11. I want to write you a check tomorrow. Not a big thing, but just as a way to say, we love what you're doing. Here's a little bit in memory of my guys. And then we're discussing with Andy. Andy now owns a wedding place, right? A facility that does weddings.
Yes, sir. My wife, she was finished her master's degree when I got hurt. And when I retired, I told her, we shouldn't both be punished. I want you to do what you want to do. So we took the money and she built a wedding venue and she's ran it for 10 years now. And that's part of the projects that Spirit of Hero has helped us remodel some of the stuff. So it's ready to go. And like I told you in Dallas when you were here, I love you guys. I mean, y'all helped me right on the ground floor of this thing. And before most people knew that I was hurt, Laughter Saves Lives was right beside me and my family. And when I was in deep despair, and before I really knew exactly what my future looked like. So I'm just very thankful for y'all. And I can't wait to host
full circle, because when we hooked up with you, it was one of the first times we did something like that, and it was like, man, we're doing it. We're doing what I set out to do, even in a small way. But it wasn't only about the money. We had all your friends in the room. We had all your family in the room laughing for support. So we're going to go back and do that 9/11 memorial comedy show, and I want to bounce you guys back to back with that one. So we'll be talking about that.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Any other stories you want to give us, Matt? Any other people, guys, that you guys have helped?
Well, man, we've helped specifically critically wounded combat veterans since 2012. We've chosen a critically wounded combat vet since 2012, and whatever their need was, whatever that gap was that need to be bridged for them, that's what we did. Whether it was financial, whether it was a home remodel, vehicle conversion, we assisted in an adoption. We built a home. I mean, whatever they needed assistance with, that's specifically what we did. When the global war on terrorism came to us an end a few years ago, it was kind of difficult to find a critically wounded combat veteran that was in need. There's several nonprofits in the area in Dallas that, take very, very good care of veterans. And when they elected me president, I spoke with Rick and Tansy and our board, and we unexpectedly received, I'll get back to that in just a second, but we unexpectedly received a donation in November of last year. Me and Rick were invited to speak at a veterans luncheon, and we decided as a board, let's adopt 2 families for Christmas. And Andy and his family were one, and then a police officer had stage 4 colon cancer, and we adopted his family as well. And the second, thing we were going to do for 2024 was add first responders and frontline workers to our mission. And once we heard about Andy, there was no doubt we wanted Andy to be our very first responder, for Spirit of Hero as a recipient. So it's been his story's unbelievable. We've got some extremely exciting things coming up and happening. So it's a lot of fun. We're blessed to have him as
a small part of it. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Andy, it was so nice seeing you again. You need one more surgery, right? One more hip surgery, I think, right?
Well, I hope not. I think I'm good right now. I've got I'm just in maintenance mode, which could be forever. But I've had 2 surgeries a year up until August was hopefully my last one. So I've made it through my first February since 2013 without a surgery. So I just want to tell y'all one really cool thing about Spirit of Hero and what their mission is right now is it's been a long time since I've got hurt, right? I mean, for first responders, unless it's blasted online that, you were a part of 9/11, you were a part of specific fire, your story kind of goes to the wind, even 9/11 victims. So it's really cool for them to come on so much later. And, here I'm still having surgeries, right? I'm still trying to get fixed, but my story is old. So they came in a very big time of need for my wife and I, and it's just been really awesome.
Yeah, and that's the cases we try to find. You
Yeah.
know, the cases that are not in the spotlight. So thank you guys for taking the time to come on tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks
And
for having us.
We'll be in touch, Matt and Andy, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to break and we'll be right back. It's a great story, isn't it?
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought. All right, so we are live, Paradise Studios, New York. Give yourself a round of applause for coming out tonight. Woo!
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives live.
And next up,
This is fun.
Our
Get
funny
ready
guy.
for
Oh, get our funny
fun.
guys from
I
the
know
Conti.
one of them
from the Conti and Kenny show. Do you know them?
Yeah, I know.
Joe Conti and Kenny Michaels is here. Bring them on.
What's up, fellas?
Here's the intro, and I
Yes.
still friggin' screwed it up. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, it's just fine. It doesn't matter.
Love you guys. Thank you for coming on tonight.
No, thanks for having us. Real quick, I put my Marine shirt on because when I joined the Marines, the height requirement was, can you jump on a grenade? Yeah, I'm 5'8". Beat it on the truck first. I was gone.
You're perfect. We're just what you're looking for here at the
And
Marine.
you know how what of a big a pain in the ass it is to dig a foxhole for a guy who's 6'9"?
Yeah,
that's a lot of dirt. You know.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So
I appreciate you guys having us follow a pastor, a firefighter, a hero. And the only thing I have is I have your shirt, John. That's all I got.
Thank
So,
you.
Hey,
that's
listen,
all I got.
I got the hat right here. I got the hat John
and
gave.
when you guys wear it when you're in the house? Do you wear it out? At least give me a little
I
publicity.
absolutely do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Good.
Come on, we go way back. We go way back. And you know what's funny? My last time I was on the show was, I guess it was like October or something
Yeah.
before the veterans show, and my stepfather is he's been a volunteer firefighter for 50 years, almost 50 years. My mother married him 20 years ago, and she was with the ladies auxiliary. Wasn't enough action. She became a firefighter.
Really? I think you
Class,
told me that.
the New Jersey test. She was 58 years old. There was a class of 24, and I think 14 passed, and she was one of them with the whole thing. They didn't give her any
The ladders. She put up the ladders and stretched.
the whole thing with the tower with the hoses. Yeah,
So I can do that now.
yeah.
I
No,
can do that now.
she was 58. Now she has 2 new hips, a shoulder, a back fusion. But here's the funny part. So my stepfather is 50 years in, right? He's been in fires. He's couple of different places he's been around.
Right.
He never been hurt. God bless him. Never been anything in any kind of he's been fine. In December, right before Christmas, he broke his leg. Do you want to know how?
How?
He jumped off the truck because they were bringing Santa Claus around the neighborhood, and it was dark. He jumps off the truck and hits a curb, breaks his leg. 50 years going into buildings, traversing stairs and everything, and he's doing 2.5 miles an hour and hits a curb, breaks his leg.
Wow.
So,
And
God bless the firefighters. Military and firefighters, I'm right there, So,
You know, Joe reminds me a lot of you, Richie. Kenny's like I do all the talking. Kenny's talking and Joe's there. When is he going to shut up so I can say something?
That's
what-
always.
That's what Richie does.
This is
No, I let him go. I let him go.
I let him go too. If it was the Kenny Michaels and John LaRocchia show, I could imagine
Let's
both
book
of
it.
them working on top of each other.
Hey, listen, just give me half the check. I'll sit here like a dummy. I'll say nothing. I don't care.
Yeah, that's a smart way to go.
Who do people say you look like, Joe?
I used to get the wrestler Taz.
I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
He was like a
He's a
professional
real
wrestler.
Jersey guy, right? Isn't Joe like just a real?
I haven't
laid
seen
back-
Joe in years, only on Facebook, but
Been
we
a
worked
long time,
together
yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
These guys are
Yeah, I
fucking-
used to when I used to have long hair and I was a lot heavier. They used to say I looked like Ozzy if he ate half of the the craft service tables and
yes,
and I used to get meatloaf when I was young.
Just real quick, because this is a big deal. Joe, tell them how much weight you've lost since like
I
September.
was going to ask.
Since August 1st, I'm down almost 90 pounds.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah. It's
How do you feel?
I can't wait to divorce my wife. It's going to be awesome.
Look at that. You're now a chick magnet.
yeah, sure. Okay.
You
I'm a
want
55.
You wonder how he lost all the weight? Is when he went to the deli counter, he got his liverwurst sliced thin, and olive loaf. John, liverwurst and olive loaf. Why don't you go for the trifecta, the head cheese. That'll lose 90 pounds.
I asked if they would be a little generous with the cut. I did ask.
Okay. A little generous. Give me a little, cut it. I cut it. I asked them to cut the turkey thick.
We've been watching the show, John. Don't worry.
What are you guys up
We're
to?
taking
You have
notes.
a great podcast?
Yeah, you got a podcast or something, right?
Yeah, we've been doing it. We started our show back in 2005, right? And the term podcast,
It was
the
internet
term
radio,
podcast hadn't even been invented yet. And I say we have the world's record for the longest podcast internet show without making any money. I think we have that record. And so we stopped doing it in 2021, and we used to go to a studio and pay studio time. And then back in February, we started up again doing it from our respective houses on YouTube on Bob Levy's new network called Levyverse. And it's been a lot of fun. It's different when you're not in the same room with guys. You've been doing it for a long time.
Right?
The chemistry takes a little while to kind of get going, but we're having a lot of fun. It's cool to be able to do a show and then walk 10 feet, and then I see my wife and I'm like, all right, honey, we're gonna go have dinner. It's like so much better than having to go to a studio.
Richie does that here, but his wife isn't here. But he gets up and he says, honey, we're gonna have dinner.
leave.
Yeah,
yeah. You're sitting in your own chair and you're eating your cold cuts, on the side. But me and Joe, we started in 2005, and there was a time for about a year or so that we did separate things. We wanted to try different stuff, and it just didn't work. And for some reason, he's stuck by me because he can't stand my guts. He really, really, genuinely, really does not like
you
me.
come out of your shell. That's why.
how John feels.
I tell him, I'm telling him, like, we're best friends. We're like, we're soulmates. And he's like, get away from me. I don't want to talk to you anymore, because I hound him all the time. I call him more than his wife does. And he doesn't like it. I don't know why. I'm just, making sure he's okay during the day,
He always tries.
Yeah.
He always tries to say that he's my best friend, and he always has to compete with my friend Bill, who we've been friends for like 35 years.
Bill.
And I always tell Kenny, I'm like, Kenny, listen, you're not my best friend. I do radio with you, and that is it. There's no more than that.
See you next week, Kenny.
See you next week.
He has much love for me as he does his car mechanic. You know what I mean? He couldn't care less.
It's almost like Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon. You know
who they're like, and I've been telling them this for years, and that they should do it when they're on stage together. Honest to God, they're like Martin and Lewis. They really are. Like Kenny is Jerry and Joe is Dean. They really are when they're on the stage together.
Well, you know what's Butch. We've been around Butch for a long time, and one of the first times we were ever on stage was on his stage, and there's just something that I don't like him either. Let's put it out here, okay? I don't like you either, but. The guy makes me laugh for 25 years now. You know what I mean? It just the stuff that comes out of his face just makes me laugh, and I like being around it. And even if you don't like me, I don't care. We'll see you Tuesday. No, we're doing a show tomorrow, aren't we? I'm opening up for you.
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's in a Hudson Theater, and
Hudson, New York, way up in New York State, with Rich Carucci. You guys know Rich.
Yeah, Carucci's
nice place.
It's a small theater. They do like little. It's like little You know, kind of, I don't know how many seats it is, but maybe 100, 200 seats probably. But we're gonna shoot up there, and
I guarantee you, John's gonna call that place tomorrow. He just wrote the name down.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You had the chaplain on, and you were like, "We always ask where." I'm like, "Who books that gig at 11:30?" Then I realized, no, she's talking about church.
Well, it won't stop us from performing there.
No, we
No.
get stage time.
Hey, you got to get time. You got to get time.
He is the best.
Much better. Yep.
So, any other places that you will be performing, or where we can find your podcast? We got like 30 seconds.
Yeah, Joe has a bunch of stuff. He'll take care of it.
Well, you can, if you just look for Conti and Kenny show on any of the platforms.
Yep.
Now the new shows are going on there, and we're on every Tuesday night at 7:00 on Levyverse on YouTube. And we also do it with a professional wrestler named Joey Image. So there's the three of us, and we do a show.
Oh.
And I'll be headlining Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club down in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, June 5th and 6th. If you want to come see me. And I just really appreciate you guys, having us come on. You know, we like talking to you guys, except for Butch, but we like talking to you guys.
The next time I'm going to see you is probably on one of my shows.
Absolutely.
You know,
and if you want to know the name of that theater,
yes.
John, it is called Park Theater Hudson. Park Theater Hudson. This is the first comedy show they're doing, so maybe you can call up and see if you can do a comedy show. Yep.
All right.
Have fun. Break a leg, guys.
We got to get going. We're going to head over to the diner. Kenny and Joe, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
Great job.
Joe, great seeing you again.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
to see you, man.
Thank you,
see you guys later.
You guys are doing a great show. Thank you for having me.
Uh-oh.